This is the first Lego City set that I have picked up in over 7 years. Now, I wanted to try to pick up a Lego City set from 2024 because some of these are going to be retired soon. So I wanted to try to get in maybe a set that was on sale. This one was the only one that struck my attention. I feel like all of the City sets now are a little bit childish. Maybe it's because I'm older, but I like the older days of City where things were more simplistic, and I feel like the sets now are a little over the top. I don't know if it's because, the kids that are going to be getting them are addicted to like TikTok or something, and they need like bright things and a lot going on in order to keep their attentions from going elsewhere. But when I was younger, our sets were just a lot more basic, and I kind of like sets that are more basic. And I really like the look of this one. This is the 60420 Construction Excavator. And this set is literally just an excavator. And I think the designer or designers of this set actually did a pretty good job for minifigure scale purposes and for making an excavator that actually looks somewhat realistic. So I thought I'd pick this one up. I actually was very surprised. One of the things that I'm new to, I guess, coming into this from almost a decade now, is how many parts a simple set like this has. So what I was thinking of is, I remember the City Corner set from 2009, which was my first Lego City set I'd ever gotten as a kid. That set only has like 400 some pieces, and that contains a bike shop, a pizza place, a bus stop, and a bus. This is literally just an excavator, and it has over 600 pieces. And the box that City Corner set came in was ginormous, and this one is super, super, super tiny. Like, this box is extremely small. And the other thing that I noticed too is that they are cramming these boxes with parts to the point where this box is literally starting to bulge in the middle here. So over the years, it seems, since I haven't been purchasing sets in a while, it seems that Lego's footprint for the boxes has gotten a lot smaller, and they're packing these boxes with more parts. A box that would have had 600 parts 15 years ago would have been in a box way larger than this. And this is crazy to me that this simple excavator, just a simple little piece of construction equipment like this, would have over 600 parts. All right, so I'm going to build this set, and then I will tell you what I think. I think right out of the gate, I'm impressed with how much it was for the amount of parts that you're getting and the design of it. I'll show you the finished product as soon as I'm done building it. All right, I had heard that maybe they were starting to use paper bags inside, but looks like they're still using the OG plastic bags for their set still. All right, so it looks like there's 6 bags, which is, again, crazy. So maybe around 100 parts a bag. Whoa, these instructions are different too. This is like a book that you would have gotten for a set, like a modular or something, and they're doing this thicker. Look how many pages. Geez. This is so weird. We used to get those small little booklets. This is weird to me. And also they've redesigned everything too. All right, so I still have the original instructions in one of these drawers. Here we go, from the Lego City garage set here. And the way that they used to do it, as you can see here, it says booklet 3. I'm not going to take the instructions out of this Ziploc, but the way that they used to do it for large sets is you'd have multiple booklets assigned for specific bags, and at least now they don't seem to be doing it like that. So I'm going to get going on this finally, and I will see you as soon as this set is done. All right, first Lego City set built in 7 years, now complete. So first off, one of the things that I noticed during this build is just all of the new molds that they have now, which were not around 7 or 8 years ago. And every single time I'd go to a piece, I'd be like, oh my gosh, they make that now? So clearly I'm out of the loop with all of the new molds that they have. For instance, in the pile of debris that they give you, there's this part, which I wasn't aware of at all. So it's like this, and there were like the little, what used to be 2x2 corner plates that are elongated with 3 studs on either side instead of just 2, and even some old ones. Like, for instance, I actually couldn't believe that they're still including these walkie-talkies. I know there's RF systems like this that are used in construction zones and still in police and stuff like that, but the fact that they're still using good old-fashioned walkie-talkies and not like a cell phone is kind of neat. And the other thing is, it took me about 2.5 hours to build this. I'm not sure if it's because I'm rusty and I haven't built one of these sets in a while, or if that's the average. I thought this was a very in-depth set. I think it was put together really well. Credit to the designer, whoever designed this, they did a great job. The level of detail on this is awesome with, this is like tubing that's feeding the hydraulic systems in this. There's various brands. There's Komatsu, there's Bobcat, I believe, and other brands that make models very similar to this in the real world. And I thought the designer did a good job. Obviously, this being a city set, there's no door leading into the little cab portion there. So there are a few things, obviously, that are still within the city realm. But I honestly thought building this together, especially with all the Technic elements that were in this set, that it kind of reminded me of something in the Creator series, or even a mild Technic set with how advanced some of the builds were. And it's very cool to see that LEGO is offering something like this for, you know, an 8+ set, which I think is pretty neat. So pleasantly surprised. All of the other equivalents in the past to something like this would have been substantially downgraded in terms of how primitive or basic the build would have been. So I am pleasantly surprised to see how detailed this is from a city set. And also the building techniques in here were really cool. Again, there's not a lot of LEGO city sets that I see nowadays and say, you know, I'd want to get that. Pretty much the only LEGO sets that I look forward to are the modular buildings, and then a few one-off things here and there, and then I make everything else myself. But for an actual set from the city theme, I think this is a really cool build. And then they also have you put together some of these little barricades, which, you know, are simple but neat. And this, again, talking about new molds, this uses a new piece that I didn't know existed either, along with the junk here. And then there are also the 3 minifigs here. And I showed you a little bit of this one with the walkie-talkie. Something that I thought was neat, you know, when I was observing her head. So right there, that is a hearing aid up top there, which is different. I never thought that I'd see something like this. So they're, you know, they just made a woman construction worker that is hard of hearing. In the real world, I'm sure that it exists somewhere. I don't think it's something that you see frequently in the real world, but I could assume that this is a real possibility. And it's just neat that they're doing stuff like this. A lot of people think that people that are hard of hearing are older, and it's not the case at all. There's plenty of people who are younger that have hearing difficulties. One of the other YouTube channels that I have, I talk about wireless technology, and there's a new standard called Bluetooth Auracast. And while making videos talking about that Bluetooth standard, in the research that I was doing, there's a lot of younger people that are hard of hearing and could take advantage from that Bluetooth technology. Basically, what I'm saying is this is not something that is, you know, necessarily for older people. There are plenty of younger people that have that hearing issue. So I think it's kind of neat that they're building sets like this. Something that I wanted to say here for the, I guess, site manager, I love this suit. In fact, I'm going to try to see if Lego.com or Bricklink has the option to buy this suit in bulk, because I want to have some, you know, some minifigures in business suits walking around, and I think this is a really cool looking suit. I just like the overall design of this minifigure, and then this printed tile, 2x4 blue tile is really cool. Looks like it's a diagram for an ice cream shop. The only thing that I didn't like is this hair. I'm probably not going to use, because this to me is a little bit too much. This is like neon orange colored to me and not more of a subdued orange. This looks like he spray painted his hair bright orange. So it's a little weird. So I'm probably not going to use that. But Other than that, that's one of the only complaints that I have for the set. This construction worker kind of looks like me a little bit with the mustache, but I think it's a really cool construction minifigure. Anyway, again, pleasantly surprised with the offerings from City. This is a really cool set, and I was glad to get this. While building it, I was like, damn, this is a really well put together set. This is going to go in whatever open spot there is in the city with a tan or gray base plate underneath that will, I guess, signify that there's some sort of building coming soon or some sort of building under construction. So let me put this in the city and show you where it's going. All right, so the next set on my radar here is the boutique hotel. So I'm going to be putting that building right here. So for the meantime, I'm going to put that excavator in here. And of course, I'll give you an overview of the city in a future video for an actual city update. But for now, I'm just going to put that excavator in there. And when I'm done with the boutique hotel, I guess it'll go over to where the jazz club is going to go. And then after that's done, it'll just go to somewhere else in the layout. All right, here it is. I will say it is ginormous. So on this 32 by 32 base plate space, this looks a little comical. But I will say it looks really cool, and I staged it with the minifigs. I've got the one guy there just kind of sitting, maybe he's on break or something. Got the debris right there. And other than that, I think it looks really cool. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.